Hey, my friends. This is Jess here, and I am going to do this gorgeous little baby boomer effect. Let me just make sure this volume is not up. All right. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to use this new Gamma glitter. And if you saw my video demonstrating it, I did two quick versions of a baby boomer. So this is done with koi. This is the one that we're going to do now, and a little bit delicate. And this is done with ice white. So this is Marina. Say hi. Hi. And she is a big fan of French with, we often do it with Silver Twinkle. Yeah, which looks like this. I used it just the other day. So we do this normally on top of her French. So this is going to give her a new fun look, which is great. All right, so first I'm going to start with a coat of Delicate to give a nice pink overcoat. And I just did her fill with Trinity. So all I've done is prep, and I did a coat of Trinity. So they're sticky right now, but fully cured. So you just want to go straight over your sticky layer or your dispersion layer with your pink. So if someone wants a little bit more of a nude look, you can do this with blush, but she likes pink, so we go Delicate. And she has a nice curve to her natural nail. Your layer of Trinity does not need to be thick. You just want to treat it kind of like a base coat. Alyssa says, yay, made it to live. Hey, we got some friends joining. Hey, Jada, Megan, Alyssa. Nice of y'all to join me. I know for many, especially on the East Coast, they're done with their day. Bit of fuzz. So yeah, I showed her this one and she said she would try it, so awesome. I said, oh, then we better get a video out. Jody says, hi, Jess. I hope you're doing well. Thanks, Jody. I'm doing just fine and dandy. I've been spending my evenings emailing our, just going to fade this down. You can do this backwards, too. You can actually start with the white. A lot of time I actually do start with the white. I don't know why I started with the pink this time. Habit. Because she normally does regular French. So I will show you guys that it will not matter, especially because we're going to cover up the pink pretty much all the way with glitter. Because glitter is fabulous.
Yes, my thing.
And she likes big whites. So what I'm doing is I'm wiping the pink off the bottom little bit, not quite half, but almost half of her nail, because I don't want to build a thickness. So if you don't wipe anything off, this is a trick of, even when I do regular French, this is something that I do, is I will wipe the tip off. And the reason you want to do that is so that you don't have a layer pink, then layer white, then layer white. You end up with a really thick nail on the free edge. You want to remove that pink off the free edge so that it's only white and your nail will stay thinner. Megan said she only had 4 clients today. Ah, Sujera. Is that how I say your name correctly? Sujera. It sounds like a cool name. She's fabulous from Puerto Rico. Hello. All right, so again, we are you wiping that off with kind of a dry brush? Yes. So my brush has, doesn't really have anything on it. I'm just using my regular wipe, and the trick is that it really just ends up giving you a much nicer finish. So a lot of people, you know, they do a French and they do the pink and they do the pink and then do the white and they do the white. And then they're like, I have a bump in the front of my nail where the white and the pink meet and I can't get rid of it. So by doing this technique, and I'm just using a wipe and just making sure there's nothing on it. So if it's a regular French, I'm just going to go down here right where the French is going to be, because I'm going to do a baby boomer, I'm just going a little bit higher because I'm going to fade that up. Okay, so if it's a French, you just go down where your French line is going to be. Now you don't want to swipe. So when I've taught this to people, what happens if you swipe it like a French is that you will actually push the pink up and create a ridge, and you don't want to create a ridge. So you want to do this technique with brushing down just to remove the pink from the free edge. So again, you can do this with your pink first or your white first. And I've done videos with it using my white first, and so I wanted to do it with the pink first so that y'all can see that if you do it with pink first, it's still going to turn out great. Okay, go ahead and put that in. I'm going to grab koi. If you don't have koi, koi is one of the most popular colors. It is your nice translucent milky white. So if you are someone who does milk bath nails with a pasties, these are the dried flowers pasties. So if you want to do milk bath nails, you would use pasties, and then you do a coat of this and you'd get that effect. So works really, really well. All right, so you can do one coat or two. Because I'm going to cover this up with glitter, I don't really need to do a second coat because you're going to get the glitter as your second coat. So now I'm going to do my white. Get rid of my lint. I just noticed I still have stamping polish on my thumb. This is stamping polish. I was stamping someone with blue earlier, and I use my thumb as a tool, and then sometimes I forget to remove it, so then I end up with multicolor fingers all the time. So I'm just going to do 2 thin coats of koi, and what you're going to do is you're going to blend your koi, and that's going to give you that baby boomer effect. I almost said baby bloomer. That would be special. Okay, so then I'm just going to go ahead and take the same brush. Now, if you want to, if you feel like it would be easier for you, and I do use this quite often, is I'll grab my ombre brush, and this one's from Profiles, and make sure it's nice and clean, and you can use this one to press and pull up. I think we were out of camera. I'll do the next one. So you're going to use the tip of your brush to press and pull up, and this is just going to blur that line really nicely where the white and the pink meet. Very easy. And it's pretty subtle, this first coat. The second coat, you'll see a bit more of that white. But it's very, very easy. Hi, Rhonda. Oh, Rhonda says she likes my nails. Thank you. They're already starting to look kind of gnarly. They're a few weeks old now. And, you know, when you do nails, you hit them with files and all kinds of stuff. So they don't stay pretty very long. They always need filed down. And sometimes I just top coat them at the end of a couple days, and then they get thicker and thicker top coat. I'm like, okay, they need a new filing. They're with Mood Polish, though, and it's this Mood Polish color that I'm obsessed with, and I use it all the time. It goes to a dark purple, and so right now I'm warm, but when I'm cold, it's dark purple, so it's pretty fun. Okay, so again, just going to grab that ombre brush and pull that up, make it disappear. Very easy. What's nice about koi, and Megan said I love koi for this, and it is the perfect white for it because you don't want the super stark white a lot of the time. That's not necessarily the look people are going for. And a super stark white is almost impossible to blend beautifully and evenly like this is. So koi works perfectly to give you that ombre effect. All right, go ahead and switch. What pink did I use under koi? I used Delicate. Now, if you wanted to skip using Delicate, what you could have actually done, and I didn't really think about it before I did it, I could have just used the Trinity Cool Pink. Or if you like to use Balance, you can use Balance Cool Pink and have that same kind of pinky effect just built into the nail. So definitely can use that technique. And in the future, if you are watching this video off of YouTube and it's a little bit older, we do have a new base coming out, which is a Luxio base. So if you are a nail tech who soaks nails off, I never do. But if you are someone who soaks nails off and you're applying base every time they come back in, we do have a new tinted base line that's coming out. So there'll be 3 base colors. So in that instance, you could just use your base and you would get that pink effect. And then you could just go straight to your baby boomer. So again, here you go. There's your second coat of koi. Now you can start to see that it is pretty white. Even though it's got that milky effect to it, getting that second coat on there, you really can see that it comes out quite white. So it's a lifesaver when it comes to doing a baby boomer because it blends so nicely and you really get that color that you're going after. Really easy. Sure that looks even. All right, and you go, please. I'm excited to see what the new bases look like, Megan said. Well, my guess is that it's going to follow the same color family as all of our Trinities. So there's a neutral, a warm, and a cool. So I think it's going to be the same color as the neutral, the warm, and the cool, but in the base formula as opposed to the Trinity formula. So we're, for a lot of people that do still soak off their gel manicures, it'll be nice for them to have something that maybe has a little bit more of a coverage to it, something like that. We go through a lot of base out of the store, so I know there's a lot of people that soak off their gel manicures for sure. Okay. Again, ombre brush. Just makes it so easy and fast to blend that, right? And when you're doing nails in the salon, you got to make sure you're being able to do them quickly. I got exciting news today. So for those of you who are listening that are coming to camp in Florida, we have officially got Medicool is donating an electric file for a raffle. And we may have a few more. So is it so exciting? Paula, did you see my question? I did not. Oh, there it is. Can you bring those 2 colors to camp? I want to purchase these. I've looked for these shades for years. Oh, guess what? I bring everything to camp. So yes, you will get to shop galore. We actually have a 15-foot trailer that we load up, and my husband will be driving cross country with everything to bring you everything for camp. So everything will be there, and everything's on sale when you're at camp. So that's another little bonus, is that you will get to get show deals on everything. All right, so we're going to use the brand new Gel Play Gamma, which, can you see how much I've already used? This is like a week old. Yeah, it's been popular. People are like, yes, please. I just did on the one that just left, we did the lunar, which is, I already put it back, that's this one, and then that one on top of white, so she was into that one. So I've used them all multiple times this week, so it's very exciting. Alyssa says, sadly I can't come, it was not in the cards. Well, hey, if that stimulus check comes in, you may get one last hurrah. There might be a couple people, I'm guessing, that get that and say, okay, honey, just FYI, this is where we're going. Had a couple tell me that that's pretty likely, so that's fun. We have less than 20 spaces left, though, so it's definitely going to be a sold-out, very fun trip. All right, check that out.
Oh, my goodness.
She likey?
Yes.
She's having a party inside of her mind right now. So these glitters are part of the brand new Celestial Gel Play collection. So I'm just dabbing it just very lightly around the cuticle. Very lightly. You don't need a lot. It's just it's really nice because they're not as thick as maybe the Auroras are. So you actually don't need a whole heck of a lot, but you just blend it really easily. And there you go. Super gorgeous. She's like, I didn't know I had dreams that came true today. Don't Don't you guys love when you make your clients happy and they didn't even know they needed something new? It's really fun. I had a fun one earlier today. I did her toes, and I've been doing her nails she's one of my oldest clients, so I don't know, 15 years or something. And for probably 10, 12 years, a very long time. French on hands, French on toes, only ever. Just, yeah, she would not wear color of any kind. And I finally talked her into it a couple years ago. I talked her into letting me make her toes red, and she teaches yoga. And so I made her toes red, and she's like, I can't believe all the comments and compliments I got. I'm like, yeah, red's way more fun than just French toes all the time. So now, so after maybe 3 or 4 times, she's like, okay, I think I'm going to go back to French. I'm like, okay. So I did French again on her toes, and she came back in the next time and said, okay, I missed the red. I'm like, yeah, see? So she's never had French again. And today we did the new. I'm going to have you put that in just for a few seconds. I'm having her freeze this just for a few seconds because this is a little bit runnier of a gel. Do you guys see the movement in that pot? I don't want it moving on her at all when I do her thumb. So I'm just going to flash cure that just for at the most 10 seconds. You don't need very long. But the reason you want to do that is so that you don't lose your shape. I don't want anything to run in the cuticle. I want everything to stay stay put. And it just does not take that much time to just stick it in the light for a few seconds to make it stay put. Isn't this so pretty, guys? I have a feeling we'll be doing this on her a lot. Check it out. So pretty. All right, so we're going to let her go in. These are stunning and so easy. So like I said, if you want to skip the layer where I did a coated delicate, you can. Just use your Trinity Cool. If you're doing your fill, and just use Trinity Cool. I didn't really think about it beforehand because I hadn't even shown her this until after I'd already done the fill and said, oh, hey, by the way. And so in the future, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'll just use Trinity Cool as her fill, and that's going to give the pink that I want. So you guys can do that, which means you eliminate one step. And what happens when you eliminate a step? You save time, and time is money. And your clients will appreciate that. So again, just a light coating of this Gamma. And then I just dab it down on the bottom. I don't want it to be a stark line. And so there's enough fine glitters in here that you can almost remove glitter as you work. And so as I'm removing glitter, it allows it to give that nice faded look. Because if you don't remove some glitter, sometimes you will have kind of that straight line across, and you don't want to have that. Lots of people loving your nails. She's a little girl. What do you think she's going to say? Does she ever notice your nails? Or because you do the same thing, she doesn't say much?
My girl?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she put them every time.
Every time? Okay.
And she says, oh, they're so sparkly. I said, yes, they're sparkly. Do you want sparkle? Yes. So, and then we take my old nail polishes that I have.
If you get a little on the tip and you don't want it there, you can just wipe it off. Just make sure you get it off your own finger. You can use a wipe, but then you add lint and da-da-da-da-da. So I do that. Yeah, I have one client who has a son. I'm going to have you flash that. Same reason. I'm having her flash it because this is a runnier gel and I don't want any of the glitter to move now that I have it all in the exact perfect spot. And Rhonda says, I love you get to see my son. I'm glad. Yeah, Rhonda, it's going to be missed at camp. Unfortunately, her son is graduating that weekend. So unfortunately, but yay, that's exciting. Graduating, I think, from college, which those graduations tend to be in May. So she gets to go see him graduate, but she's going to miss camp in Florida. So that's kind of a sad thing. But very exciting. All right, so there it is, the last bit. Again, you can always push glitter away if you feel like there's a spot. See, there's a little bit extra there. Maybe I want to push it away. Just kind of rotate the finger and look at it before you cure it so you know it's exactly where you want it. Go ahead and put that in. So now I'm going to show you one more trick. If you have someone who tends to, and I normally don't worry about it with her because she doesn't self-tan or anything like that, but if you have a self-tanner or a hairstylist, or now that we're getting into summer, a lot more people will start using the bronzers and things like that, and those tend to stain. So if you have someone that tends to stain, especially if you're doing a French type of a nail, use Ultra Gloss. Ultra Gloss is your ticket to perfect finishes. I can't even see it. Let's see. There we go. I'm like trying to get it in the screen while I'm working on it. Oh, Joanne's so sweet. She says she's so happy she caught this. So grateful for your teaching. That's so nice. See, it's nice things like that. When you guys say such nice things, it makes me want to do videos, which is so fun because you're so kind. So again, this is a great top gloss for anyone who is going to be have any possibility of any staining. So the reason it doesn't stain is because it's completely non-porous. So it has a perfect finish. And you just gloss it on and then let it smooth out. It's a nice gel. It will actually smooth itself out for you. But when you top gloss, I like to remind people about proper top glossing. If you're top glossing with your brush straight up and down and your bristles are flaring like that, very likely you are top glossing too hard and you're not floating your gel. And if you do that, you get more of a streaked gloss instead of a nice, super glossy finish. So you want to hold your brush more flat with the surface of the nail. And that will help make sure that your gloss is completely smooth and not streaky. So you want to float, 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 float. It's almost like, you know, when they say, oh, it's like frosting a cake. It is. You know, when you're dealing with gel properly, if you're touching it and you're not trying to pull, it's like frosting a cake. And you can rotate it around, and I can check my line of light. Sorry, you can't even see. Check my line of light. And if I see a little spot where it's a little bit low, I can always add a little smidge extra, and then I'm just going to leave it alone for a second and let it smooth out. Just going to check these real quick. Make sure everything looks pretty good. There's a little bit of koi there, but that's no problem. I'm going to file that in a moment. So pretty. Go ahead and cure that. Joanne says that she's missing camp in Florida because it's her 73rd birthday, and her hubby says, sad. Well, it's crazy. We're missing so many, and yet it is a very full camp. So, for example, we had just under 100 at camp in Maryland in August. We're going to be at about 150 in Florida. So that's a 50% increase. It is going to be busy. Oh, Sujira, thank you. I'm so glad you stopped in. I look forward to meeting her. She's going to come up for camp. If you guys know any Spanish texts, you need to tell them to come. I worked hard to make sure that we had classes in Espanol. And so I've been hoping that the techs would see the value in being able to go and attend camp with so many class options. So we'll see. Oh, there's a little speck. So these are super, super pretty. You can make, practice, get the koi, get the gamma, and practice and do a swatch and just leave it out for your clients to see. Put it with your other color swatches. And I guarantee you're going to have some oohs and ahs. And can I have that, please? And you too will be making these pretty little baby boomer fade. Alrighty. So now, what's the last thing that I do? My client has cured her final nail. Oh, I'm going to get more wipes is what I'm going to do. My dispenser is empty. I don't know if you guys know that I have these dispensers online, which are terrific because they hold a whole bunch and it just keeps them at the top. got more in stock. I just had run out for a while, but we have more. But they are fantastic. All right, so you can hear the nice squeak. Can you gloss with Trinity? Christina asks. Absolutely, you can gloss with Trinity. And actually, it works very, very well. Trinity has a slightly different viscosity, but I've used that as a gloss many, many times. And I actually really like to use Trinity as a gloss over things like foils or chromes or like alcohol inks, anything that has a tendency to behave badly with glosses. Trinity's great because it has that extra bit of bonding in it. So it just gives you a little bit of an extra security, I guess, because you're going to get that extra bond. Obviously, you don't need it when you're going straight over gel on gel. But definitely you can use Trinity as your gloss, and that extra bonding is going to be terrific over your chromes or alcohol inks. So you want to make sure that you're giving a final file. You guys could see that there was just a smidge that had hung over on the side. If you don't do this, then your nails aren't really finished. You know, I don't do a lot of finish filing. So this is my finish filing. I want to make sure everything is finished. So I'm going to switch my bit. And if you have a larger cone, you can use a larger cone for this, but you always want to make sure at the end of your service, you go through and you thin out the free edge. This is a very important step because as the natural nail grows out, it'll curl down. It gets thicker and it pulls away from the free edge. And if you don't do that step, then you're at risk of your client having nails that peel away from the free edge. So if you ever have someone where you're like, if I have nail techs who ask me that question, how do I keep from my customers' nails pulling away at the free edge? And every single time it's, do you do the end? Do you take, your bit and make sure that that underneath is perfect? And it's not. So Alyssa says, my phone froze. What was the top gloss I was using? And I used Ultra Gloss for this. So it's the stain resistant Ultra Gloss. So, all right, guys, there you go. This is using Gamma and Koi from Luxio, and hopefully you guys enjoy this. She's got some beauties now.
Mm-hmm.
She's happy.
They're more sparkly in real than on camera.
Yeah, they are very sparkly in real life. Yeah, it's true. It is hard to see how sparkly they are. It's kind of sad, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are just going to have to get it and try it so you can see for yourself just how sparkly this really is. It is so pretty. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining me. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.